So let's talk about today how stress can be a good thing. It's not always a bad thing. Most people think stress is the problem, but stress is not the enemy. The real issue here is how long stress lasts and whether it's resolved and whether the body ever receives that signal that it feels safe again. Neuroscience, including the work of Dr. Andrew Huberman, shows us something very, very important. Short-term stress can actually be beneficial, but it's the long-term stress that causes damage to our body and changes things. This is what we need to learn. When we have acute stress, which is at short term, it can actually change things for the better. So let's talk about that first. Acute stress is a short-lived thing. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Most importantly, it has an end. So think about that rush that you feel right before you have a big moment. That's your body's superpower. It's a place where you go into adrenaline and you can do something amazing. But again, remember this, it has a beginning, middle, and end. See, with stress, when it's short term, it actually sharpens you. Your cortisol will spike and your focus will narrow. Your immune system stands at attention. You actually have the ability to overcome sicknesses with acute stress. But when the deadline passes, your nervous system is able to shift back into that rest and digest. And that's where your body learns something important. It's I can handle hard things and then I can come home to myself. That's where we grow. Think about it in the way of going to the gym. If you're going to the gym and you're working out, you're putting stress on your body short term in order for you to go home and then take care of those muscles so that they can heal and grow. That's what makes you stronger. That's where your strength lies. Acute stress is like going to the gym. When you put your body under that short term pressure, you can see results that benefit your body. Reflexology is designed to help your body with this, help it return after these sprints, ensuring that your system actually completes that cycle instead of ramping it up. Now, let's talk about chronic stress. This is the stress that is so damaging on our body. When the signal gets stuck, what happens when the off switch breaks, the pressure keeps coming. Chronic stress is a completely different thing that we're dealing with. It is when the stress never resolves and you're in a constant state of pressure. The emotional weight that you carry never lifts. And in this state, your body stays on high alert. So sleep becomes shallow because your brain is constantly on alert, watching, and your body stops asking, how do we win and grow? And starts asking, how do I survive? Do you ever feel like you're in that survival state of just get through this day? You're not even thinking about how well you do this. I would encourage you to look into the polyvagal theory. Learn how your vagus nerve governs your entire stress response because it's a total game changer for self healing. When the body stops asking, how do I rise to this challenge? And instead starts saying, like, how do I survive this day? That's when our body starts to shut down. There are two faces of the survival system in this chronic stress. The chronic stress goes on for too long, and your body will choose a side, which is either hyperarousal, that always on mode, racing thoughts and guilt when you try to sit still, or the hyperarousal, which is that shutdown, where you have heavy brain fog and you feel disconnected from everything. Neither state is a choice, it's both a key survival strategy. Shutdown isn't the opposite of anxiety, it actually is what often comes after it. If you've ever felt lazy when you're actually in a shutdown mode, this is not about you being lazy or unable to do things. And most importantly, understanding can change how we view things. So, this is not just about resting because that does not fix that. If someone tells you just relax, it will make you want to scream. And there's a scientific reason for that. But mostly being that that hyperactive system feels vulnerable when it slows down. But a shutdown system feels overwhelmed by the idea of waking up. In both cases, the missing ingredient is not motivation. It's actually felt safety. Your cells need to know that the environment around it is secure before it can let the guard down to rest. You don't have to wait for the world to calm down to feel safe, though. That's important to remember. That's why I love reflexology. It provides a physical anchor in which tells your brain it's okay to let go. It's okay to enter into the state that allows you to heal and rest. Reflexology plays a powerful role. What if you could talk to your nervous system without saying a single word? Reflexology doesn't force your body to change, it invites it. And by working with the nerve endings in your feet, we send a very clear, non threatening signal directly to the brain. Whether you're stuck in that high anxiety or the low of a shutdown, reflexology helps your body find that middle ground again. It's about creating conditions in which your body can finally feel safe enough to heal itself physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's about creating conditions in which change is possible. You are the expert on your own body. And if you're ready to move out of that survival mode back into life, this is what provides that opportunity. Anything that makes your body feel like it has permission to fully rest. Stress isn't the problem. The lack of recovery, that's what the problem is. Always being on isn't a strength, and being shut down or lazy is not a weakness. They are both survival responses. Reflexology helps that nervous system remember how to move in and out of stress, how to activate when it's needed, and how to rest when it's safe. So important for our bodies. It doesn't just help relax. It's not about just feeling good and relaxed. It's about helping your body feel safe enough to engage again with the world and then to come back to safety.